All right, couch potatoes, we got another movie. Today we are reviewing The End of Oak Street. The End of Oak Street is a science fiction survival film about a 1980s suburban family that has been transported back into prehistoric times and their journey about how they got there and how to get back home. This movie is getting all the praises and it's being compared to Jurassic Park, and honestly, I agree. This movie was fun, it was funny, it was action packed, and it kept me wondering what's going to happen next. So, a quick synopsis of the movie. The movie opens up and introduces us to the Platt family, and we are quickly shown that the husband and wife have a strained marriage, which is important because throughout the movie, they have to band together and figure out how to survive these dinosaurs. One random night, there's a thunderstorm and this bright flash of light, and the power goes out.
Anybody else see that weird light last night?
What weird light?
The wind was blowing all crazy. Starbuck was freaked out and barking.
Looks like the whole neighborhood's lost power.
And this is where all the action begins and where I appreciate the movie the most. And my appreciation starts right here because I feel like their reaction to what's going on is so realistic. I often wonder in movies, especially scary movies, why is it when people are in the comfort of their own home and something not normal is going on, everybody goes to sleep in their own room and figures they'll just deal with it in the morning. In this movie, Anne Hathaway's character was like, the power went out, somebody is screaming outside, everybody's sleeping in the living room tonight. So when they wake up in the morning, they realize the dog is missing. And this is another realistic moment because the dad is like, okay, I'll go look for the dog, but I'm taking the bat with me because I still don't know what's going on. So again, it was the little details for me that draws you in and makes you feel like, yeah, that's something I would do. Also, the acting, because their reaction to seeing the dinosaurs, it wasn't like oh, that's a dinosaur and I never seen it before. It was like what the is that?
Is that a fucking dinosaur?
It is.
Now, as good as the acting was, I also feel like we have to give credit to the script. The script was written very, very well. I feel like the script was written with the audience in mind. Here's an example. The son in the family was so annoying. He asked too many questions. He was always whining, but I think he was written like that on purpose. There was a scene where something very tragic happened. I don't want to give it away, but something very, very tragic happens. And he is sort of panicking, rightfully so. But he's asking question after question. He's like, "Mom, what do we do?" And it gets to the point where Anne Hathaway's character is like, "Will you shut up and let me think for a second?" And everybody in the movie theater kind of giggled because we were all thinking the same thing, like, go sit down somewhere. There's also another scene, again, going back to the son, where they figure out that they can potentially get home through a wormhole or a portal. But the thing about getting home through this portal is that they have to time themselves jumping into it because it appears, kind of pulsates, and then disappears. So they have to time the jump. Anne Hathaway's character, Denise, is telling the son, you need to go first and you need to time the jump. But he's panicking and asking questions. And she's trying to calm him down, like, listen, she's trying to tell him, you have to time it. Right. So us in the audience is like, okay, he's taking too long. He's taking too long. It's going to disappear. Well, he finally decides to jump. And when he jumps, he misses it. And all of us in the audience are like, see, you took too long. I appreciated that scene because I feel like most movies would have taken a shortcut and allow him to make that jump and miraculously everything was okay. But I like that this movie was like, no, you make stupid choices, you have to suffer the consequences. Also, the dad made a bad choice, it had to suffer consequences as well. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but he didn't make all the right smart choices in this movie as well and had to suffer a few consequences. But again, that's one of the things I loved about this movie. I like the realistic consequences that people had to suffer. My critiques for this movie, the pacing was pretty good once we get into the action. However, in the first, I would say 10 minutes of the movie, maybe, it does start off a little slow. I don't feel like some of the scenes were needed, like them finding a prehistoric flower in a neighbor's yard. I don't feel like we really needed to follow Anne Hathaway's character to the library to research it. She could have had that like an encyclopedia or something in the basement, and I would have been fine with that. Them arguing at the block party to illustrate to us that they had a strained marriage, they could have argued at home, and I would have been fine with that. So I think there was some stuff they could have cut out at the beginning of the movie to get us to the action a little bit faster. Another critique I had for the movie was there was a scene where there were two dinosaurs mating, and I believe that scene was put in there for like a little comedic relief. It just seems so out of place. And I just don't know what we were supposed to do with that. It did nothing for me. It was just odd. We just didn't need it. We didn't need that. My suggestion is there is a benefit to seeing this in the movie theater on a big screen versus waiting for it to come out on a streaming service. It was just a very fun movie, and I think we really enjoy seeing it in a movie theater. My overall grade for this movie is going to be a solid A. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought the acting was phenomenal. The script is well written. Again, the pacing is good once we get to the action. And I just thought it was an overall good movie. Hey, don't take my word for it. Go and check it out yourself. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching this review, and I will see y'all in the next one.